Hey War Gamers, Purple Druid here with turn 10. Turn 10 of the Chainmail play-by-post. And to paraphrase Jimi Hendrix, this will be the last. This should go fairly quickly. We have some interesting orders for this turn, and as usual, we will be implementing them simultaneously. So let us see what happens. For the green side, the heavy foot, left face east, charge the weakling Black Prince unit. Okay, so the heavy foot are here. It will take 1/2 move to face east. And as you recall, we had decided that the 1/2 move remaining will be 6 inches because their charge is 12. And there is no such thing as a failed charge, because if you charge and don't make it, well, you can't charge the next turn. So we're going to have them charge them. Now, this is simultaneous, so what we're going to do is we're going to measure the distance between the center of the two units. It is 8 inches. Okay, so they would be able to move 6 and they would not quite be able to reach them. However, we have not yet gotten to the yellow side's orders. The armored foot here, their orders are to charge the weakling Black Prince and force a casualty roll. All right, so what will happen is they can charge on the oblique, and the first 3 can hit that unit. There's already been a whole bunch of measuring and a whole bunch of discussion about this, who causes a morale check on whom. Now, the thing is, this green unit will have to make a morale check because they are indeed within 6 inches of this superhero. So before anything else happens, they're going to have to make a morale check on 2 dice. So we're going to put that here before we do any movement. And the final command from the green is that he will reissue a challenge to the Black Prince here. Now, let's see what the yellow orders are, because this is going to be super exciting. All right, the armored foot are going to rest. That's these folks here. So that will take off one of their fatigue counters. The composite bowmen are going to do a right face and fire their arrows because they're facing this way. So they're going to do a 1/2 move, which will allow them to then fire. However, unfortunately, these guys are going to be moving over there. So after the movement phase, they will be out of firing range. So they will not get to fire on anybody. The heavy foot with the superhero are going to charge the enemy heavy foot. Take the oblique depending on enemy movement. So this unit is going to charge that unit. So those 2 units are charging each other. So they will indeed meet in the middle of the 8-inch distance that separates them. So they're going to charge them, they're going to charge them, and they're going to charge them. So that's going to be super interesting as well. Now, this unit is not within 6 inches of that superhero, so they will not have to make a morale check. The heavy crossbowmen here are ordered to extend their line to the northwest, 1/2 move, bringing up the 3rd rankers into the 1st and 2nd, and they'll reload. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move this, we're going to reload, and they have enough movement that they can do this. So that is their move, and they are now reloaded. Okay, so now we have to deal with 3 charges and a morale check. The armored infantry. For excess casualties. Oh my goodness. Hang on, I gotta find this. Okay, once again, I get too excited and I get ahead of myself. This unit does not have to make a morale check because they have a superhero with them. This unit, however, will need to make a morale check if and when this superhero gets within 6 inches of this unit, because this superhero declined a challenge once already, and he's going to decline this challenge as well. Now, the yellow wants to declare a challenge via this hero and this hero. Unfortunately, they are not within 6 inches, which is their command radius, so they're unable. Their challenge is unheard, goes unheard by the Green Prince. So, let us go ahead and do our half movement of what's remaining. As I said, there's 8 inches between here. This one can move 6. This one is heavy infantry. They can charge 12. So they're going to go 6 and they're going to go 2. And meet at that point. This one can only charge 6. So I'm going to move this one 3, and then we'll move this one 3 and see where we're at with that. So this is our, I'm going to move him out of my way so I don't knock him over. All right, so this is our line from center to center. This is where things get weird. This game is so full of edge cases I can't stand it. So we're going to move 3. That's half of his move. This is going to charge 6 in, I'm sorry, going to charge move 3 straight, well, add an oblique this way. So they're going to move to there. And then this one will move 1. And so that is half of the charge distances. Now we're going to move the rest of the charge distances. They'll move another 1. And they'll move another 3. And then what will happen is they will turn into each other. And that is the combat we will have. Now, this one can continue another 3, and that will just barely touch the side. And so they'll be able to swing in, and so they'll be able to attack on the flank here. And now they are within 6 inches of the superhero. So this unit of heavy infantry is going to need to make a morale check. They do not get the bonus from their superhero because he has declined to charge. And so they save versus excess casualties on a 7 or better. So we're going to roll 2 dice. Before we do any melee, see what happens. And that's boxcars. So they're good. They are good. So now we're going to do the battle. These two will fight in the front, and this will fight in the flank. This unit has 2 fatigue markers. This unit has 6 fatigue markers. This unit has 8 fatigue markers. This will be fighting as light infantry. This will be fighting as heavy infantry. This will be fighting as heavy infantry. However, they will get a bonus back up to armored infantry because they're on the flank. And they'll get a +1 for their superhero. They'll be fighting as heavy infantry, but not getting a bonus for their superhero because he's lost his honor. They'll be fighting as light infantry, and that's where we're at. So let's go ahead and take a look at our chart on page 40 and see what we got. Now this is all going to be simultaneous. Light infantry versus heavy infantry is 1 die per 2 men and a 6 kills. So there are 4 in the front versus 4. So this unit is going to get 2 dice. Heavy foot versus light foot is 1 die per man and a 5 or 6 kills. So for this part of the battle, the yellow will get 4 dice. Here, armored fighting is heavy with a bump back up to armored because they're on the flank, versus heavy is 1 die per man and a 5 or 6 kills. We have 3 versus 3. So they will get 3 dice. And then heavy versus armored is 1 die per 2 men and a 6 will kill. So they will get 1 die in that combat. All right, everybody got that? All right, so for the head-to-head combat here, we have 2 dice that need 6s and 4 dice that need 5s. So there is going to be 1 casualty caused by the yellow on the green. So we'll take that 1 away and set him over there. All right, now for armored versus heavy, these 3 dice need 5s, and for heavy versus armored, this 1 die needs a 6. So again, we have 1 casualty. This time it's by green versus yellow. So they have an equal number of casualties. Now, the problem is yellow is heavily outnumbered. Yellow has 43 figures. And there are 43 figures here and 32, 31, 35 figures here. I'm sorry, no, 39 figures here. And this has 42 plus 8, so 50. So they are heavily outnumbered, and basically that unit is going to be smashed, and so they are going to surrender. I'll do the math just because. I'll be right back. All right, so here we are with the math. Let me zoom in on that for you. Okay, so yellow has 51 figures, including the superhero. So that's 43 times 5 is 215 plus 40 for the superhero for a total of 255. Green has 43 plus 39. That's a total of 82. 82 minus 51 is 31. They have 43 of the heavy infantry with 1 fatigue, so that's 172 points. They have 31 of the armored infantry with 1 fatigue, so that's 186. And plus 40 for the superhero. This is the plus 31 for outnumbering. So they have a total of 429 points. So green will win this combat by 174, which means that the yellow unit here will surrender. And because they have 43 figures, the heavy infantry and the armored infantry will each have to give up 4 in order to guard them. And so that's where we're going to be at the end of turn 10. This unit's going to go away. The only thing that theoretically could save this unit is if he had done the challenge in the previous turns, but he did not. And so that is going to be that. The superhero is out. And with that, the other 3 units will all have to make a morale check according to the command rules. I bet no one saw that coming. All right, so let's start over here. The armored infantry, they need a 6 or better. -1 because they're fatigued, and -2 because their commander has fallen. They have an 11, so they're actually going to be okay. The light infantry need an 8, -2, so they're going to need a 10. And that is an 8. So this unit will fail, and so they are going to be done. The light infantry here, once again, will need a 10, but they're going to get a +1 due to the presence of the hero. So they need a 9, and they have an 8. So this unit is done. And finally, we have the heavy horse. They need a 6 or better, but they did not move, and so they lost this fatigue. So they need a 6, -2 is an 8, +1 for the hero, so they need a 7 in order to stay in the battle. And they got a 4. So this unit also will wave the white flag. So all that's left on the table are the armored infantry facing the wrong direction. And I think at this point we should probably total up points. And I think just on the basis of the units that have left the battle, because these 2 are still in and that superhero is still in, that green's going to win. So, wow, that was amazing. I really didn't... You guys didn't get to see those rolls at all, did you? Because I didn't zoom back out. Well, that's what happens. Again, you get excited, right? This is a cool thing. So, anyway, this unit failed its morale check. This unit failed its morale check. This unit failed its morale check. This unit passed its morale check. And so when we take all those off, all that's going to be left on the board are these 2 green units and that yellow one. And that's going to make green the winner. So, excellent game. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below or pop over to the Substack, stevensmith.substack.com, and there's a whole series of posts over there about how to play Chainmail play-by-post, and there'll be a very large discussion about it. If you're a subscriber to the Wargame Culture Design Journal, we'll also have a discussion over there for subscribers. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and keep on gaming.